Hello everyone, I have been told to speak about a situation that is ongoing. That sounds like I'm about to address like a really important, serious situation to do with myself. I'm not. I'm here to talk about some things that actually happened a few years ago. So, do we all remember the situation? The affair of the affair, the Try Guy situation? It was like a really messy thing that happened in, I believe, 2022. Now, a lot of you probably know who Ned Fulmer is. Honestly, I can't lie to you, before this all kicked off back then, I genuinely had no idea who the guy was or who the Try Guys were. I know I'm not exactly a cultured individual, but honestly, I'd not heard of this guy until it all kicked off. But yeah, basically, this guy, Ned Fulmer, he basically made it his brand to be a wife guy, pretty much. Like, throughout all of his videos, he'd be speaking about how much he loves his wife. I believe it was even like a catchphrase to be like, my wife, and stuff like that. So it's like, he was a wife guy. And it turned out, like a lot of wife guys, the bloke was cheating on his wife. It was a big old serious situation. I made a lot of videos speaking about it because honestly, it was a really big deal in 2022. But since then, it's kind of just disappeared. As in, like, the topic has just gone away naturally. Like, things aren't relevant forever. People move on because there's no point in just continuously speaking about the fact that, Ned Fulmer cheated on his wife. But I've been asked to actually cover the fact that, well, Ned Fulmer has officially returned to social media with a new podcast because, yes, like every white man does, we all have to have a podcast. I honestly do think that we need to start getting some serious rules and regulations coming in to do a podcast. There's a lot of talk around free speech in America in particular at the moment, and the United Kingdom, to be fair. And I think the place we're not directing that conversation enough towards is the idea of of men with podcasts, because I think if there is any free speech that we need to restrict, it is individuals like myself who I do it. I shock surprise. I've been on multiple podcasts, and I think it's a problem. It's becoming, honestly, the latest pandemic that we're dealing with, because he's come back with this rock bottom with Ned Fulmer. It's certainly a interesting podcast name to give yourself, because he has basically been at rock bottom for a long time. And his first episode back is called A Conversation with Ariel, sorry if I mispronounced that, Ariel Fulmer, who is his wife and the person that he cheated on. And it begins with him talking to the camera, and I imagine it's going to be about where he's gone. And then, it's a whole ass conversation between him and his wife. I believe we haven't heard from this guy for a long time, dude. I don't think we've heard of this guy since he addressed the situation in 2022, and he's back. And a lot of people have asked me to speak about this, react to this video. I've not actually looked into any of this. So as I say, the second channel is just more for me to go into situations front on and give my opinion in a live way. So that's what we're doing here. And the comments are definitely interesting. Oh, to be a fly on the wall of the Try Guys office today. Yeah, I can't imagine what these guys are thinking seeing him come back. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this guy, Ned Fulmer, is a criminal who should have his entire platform stripped away from him. But I can understand why people don't like the guy. He had a family, he had a wife, he had commitments, and I think it does very much represent who you are as a human being, in particular when you're in a marriage and you have taken those vows and those commitments when you cheat on your wife in that position. It shows that, to me, you're not a great person. If I had a friend who was married and I think if their relationship is a bit different. If I had a friend in a relationship and they cheated, I'm still saying you're a bad guy, but I'm not if you're my best friend, I'm probably not going to cut the friendship with you. I'll be real. If my best friend cheated, I'm not sounding great right now. If he was in a shortish relationship, went on a night out, things happened. This sounds like I'm projecting right now. I promise I'm not. But if he did that, I'd be like, you're a dickhead. You're a dickhead. And I would tell him that you're an absolute wanker. Why would you do that? Just break up with her. Tell her the truth. And the one thing that does confuse me about cheating is if you're finding the fact that you have interest in other individuals whilst you're committed to someone, just break up with them. And some will say, well, you can't really do that in a marriage. Well, don't get married then, because I feel like if you're getting married, you're in a position of where you're so loved up, you're so, into this person, you've been with them for years and years, you should only agree to that marriage if you can truly see that commitment for the rest of your life, or until it fizzles out on the mutual ends or something like that, Obviously life's not simple, there's a lot of hurdles, but I think when it comes to, so what I'm trying to get to here is, when it comes to a married man cheating, that's where I'm like, if I had a friend that did that, I'd be like, man, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Because I think that's an indictment on who you are as a human being, especially if you have children. I think that's a real kicker, because you're not just destroying your wife's life, you're destroying actual children's lives. You've brought children into this world, and I believe Ned Fulmer does have children. I think Ned Fulmer children. Yeah, he has 2 sons, which to me again is like the biggest indicator that you are a massive wanker if you're cheating. As I said, I think if you're like, if it's just, I don't know, I'm trying to word it without getting sniped by you guys, but as I said, wife guy cheating, horrible. Cheating on a girlfriend or boyfriend or them friend, I don't know, just, it's bad. But this is the worst possible form of it. I'm digging myself a hole. I'm just going to go into it now. I'm even going to put timestamps so you can skip over this rant. I don't even know why I'm doing this right now. This is the live channel. You're going to get these sides of me. Don't cheat on your partner. Don't do it. Please, don't do it. Please. All right? Sorry. Let's continue. Let's actually get into this now. Why am I doing this? My editor's probably looking, Jacquet's probably looking at her. She's probably thinking, what is he doing right now? I've not had enough sleep. Right, you sick individuals. You've been here for 6 minutes now, so I may as well get into the content. Let's take a look at what this bloody loser has to say.
Hi, I'm Ned Fulmer.
Hello, Ned.
3 years ago, I cheated on my wife with my producer.
Oh, God, that makes it even worse. I'd forgotten it was the bloody producer. Jesus, I mean, separate the work from the cheating, man. Obviously, don't do the cheating. This sounds so bad. I feel like if you were to watch my 2022 videos and watch this video, you'd be like, what is going on? Who is this guy? I'm only messing around, folks. It's the live channel. Come on. But the producer is crazy. Like, you've heard of work wives. And this guy is a wife guy. And I think he might have took the work wife thing too seriously. Again, don't have a work wife. That is bad. But I think he might have took it a little bit too literally. Do you reckon he was calling her, like, the producer, his wife, on set?
It became a massive public scandal.
It did.
That caused a lot of pain to a lot of people. I know that I represented myself as a kind of wife guy.
Oh, sorry, we'll get into that set. We're going to be here for a while. I don't know if I'm going to give it this whole thing, but the main thing I want to go through here is... this whole aesthetic is crazy. I don't know why. I'm just getting uncomfortable. Like, it's so white. Like, this is the whitest guy you'll ever... I mean, I'm pretty white. But it's not just that. The background's white. The fucking microwave is white. He's wearing a white polo shirt, man. What? Just get some color coordination going on in it. Get something... Get some popping colors. I need something more than this. This, to me, screams PR team... Look really presentable, look like you're coming to a job interview. And effectively, this is a job interview. He has come here today, and he's saying... I want the job. I want the job of as a content creator. I want to be a YouTuber again. Will you guys employ me? And Ned, this is your interview. Wow me, impress me. Even you know when you go into an interview for like a supermarket when you're 16, it's your first ever job, and they're like asking you some bizarre questions. Like when I first got a job, bro, I was 16, and I go into the interview and they say, you know, ask the general questions. Who are you? What do you do? And stuff like that. I'm 16 years old. I don't do much. I play RuneScape and that's about it, really. But, you know, then they ask you some questions to do the work and they're like, sell me this apple. And I'm like, sorry, but I'm on checkouts. I'm not selling somebody on checkout a fucking apple. So, I don't know why I'm saying this. Ned, sell me the fucking apple, pretty much. Sell me that fucking apple.
Who talked about his relationship and put that out there.
This is why you hide your partners, guys, so you can cheat. Effectively.
For
don't
public consumption. And you, as a viewer, I know that I broke your trust. I betrayed my spouse.
Look, I don't like this from the very beginning. Like, being serious for a second, I don't like this because I feel like you should just jump into the podcast. We've got like 4 minutes of just him talking, and I feel like immediately that gives you like this premeditated feeling to feel bad for him as you go into this podcast. From what I've heard, he does semi get cooked by his wife in this, so I'm kind of feeling like this is a little bit manipulative right now, coming in here being like, "Oh, I'm so sad. I feel so sorry. I'm so bad. I feel so bad, guys." Just keep it to the podcast, bro. Just keep it to the podcast. I don't need to hear this in your little white polo shirt.
Co-workers, friends, family. and I betrayed you.
I feel like a few people are going to get mad at me as well, because there are some serious elements to this, of course, like being he was the producer's boss. There is, some dynamics there going on, which I don't really want to get into in this video. You can go to my main channel to watch the videos that I made years ago about that. But I think as well, like, it's kind of gross that he was in that position and used that almost to his advantage in a way. Well, obviously, I'm not saying he was directly like, oh, I'm your boss, sleep with me and stuff like that. But I feel like when you're in the position of a boss and an employee, that's, I've had some friends that have like slept with their boss, and it's not like the boss ever used their power to get there. But I just think it's like one of those places which you don't go to. Well, mainly when you're in a marriage, of course. If you're in a relationship, I mean, I don't really care. Sorry, no, God. I just heard what I said. Not if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, I don't really care. Jesus, I promise you, I'm not trying to make myself sound bad here. God.
And I know it's not just about cheating. That I was a company owner.
You were.
Having a relationship with
Show us your taxes.
the producer. I was engaged and friends with all of our friends. And
okay, this is getting worse. I feel bad for kind of making jokes now. Honestly, this was 3 years ago. I forget most of the details. Also, if you're going to get mad at me for not playing this consistently, just go watch the video, mate. If you really want to see the whole thing without me chatting, this whole thing's me. I'm chatting. This is my channel. So I'm going to be chatting throughout this.
Coworkers. It was understandably messy and
that's one way to put it, mate.
Devastating situation for everyone involved.
I don't know about everyone. I feel like it was more just devastating for your wife. It was more devastating for you because you got caught and your entire career crumbled, and in front of our very eyes. And honestly, I can't lie. I know we hate cancel culture. I know we hate people failing and stuff like that. And I am always here for redemption. Like, I firmly believe that Ned Fulmer comes back and there's an audience there, let him do it. I don't want this guy to lose his platform. I don't. And I think he has the right to come back. I do. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to criticize him and you guys aren't going to be able to criticize him. But I think he has the right to come back. But at the same time, you were only devastated in the original situation because you got caught. Now, obviously, you're going to have feelings after that being like, oh, I can't believe I've done this and I've ruined my life. But it's like, you didn't have that feeling when you were engaging in those relations at the end of the day. Like, when you were engaging in that affair, you didn't just stop and were like, oh, no, I'm just going to like completely end this. You continued and then you got caught out. The internet caught you out. And here we are today of where you're saying that it's devastating, but I think for you it's very much more devastating to why it's devastating for your wife. Your wife was devastated by it because her entire life has been a lie, pretty much. You've ruined her life. You've ruined your children's life for at least a period of time, because of your... You've also got to consider this man's a public figure and he needs to know that it's like if any influencer with like millions of subs cheats on someone and they have a fucking wife and kids, you've also got to take into the context of that is going to be so much public drama, and that's going to impact your kids psychologically. It's going to impact your wife psychologically. It's going to impact them financially as well. And you haven't taken that into context when you were engaging in that little affair with the producer. So that is way worse. This is kind of what I was trying... Jokes aside, this is kind of what I was trying to get to with what I was talking about earlier. Like, if a friend cheats on their girlfriend or boyfriend, it's no problem, I've just realized I said them friend earlier. That sounds dumb. I should have just said partner. I should have just said partner. This is what happens when you try to be too nice, Sorry, let's continue. Don't cheat on your partner. I only bring that up, by the way, because somebody commented on my last video, because I think I said something like brother, sisters, and this in a video, and someone commented like, you don't need to say that. You can just say brothers, sisters, or friends. But I just thought I'd address that because it was a fair criticism, and I don't want to be exclusionary to people of any pronouns, really.
I was the cause of it.
You were.
I've
got to keep annoying you guys, but would we say this man's ginger, or would you say he's strawberry blonde? Comment down below your thoughts, because I would say he's ginger. He actually looks like somebody that I knew in high school who, honestly, complete bell end. I couldn't stand the kid. Such an attention seeker. And he looks like the male version of him. Not the male version, the grown-up male version of him. The guy was a male. He was a man, but he was a boy. So I don't know why I say male version. They were always a boy, but now this might be him. He might have got an American accent.
Did that, and I can't change it. I can't change the past.
You can't.
I can own it and accept
unless you get
it
the Infinity Stones.
And
Doctor Strange is out there. There's a new Avengers film coming out next year. You could ask them to change the timelines in the movies.
Change how I show up differently in the future.
I mean, look, there is a part of me that's kind of confused by this because this happened 3 years ago. Does anyone else feel like this is like a little bit too late? I honestly feel like you could have just started the podcast and ignored the situation. Like, honestly, I really do, because like it's been fucking 3 years, man. Like, it's still serious and stuff, but it's like it's 3 years. This should have come out like a year ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. This is so weird. Also, why is everything so white here?
I wanted to say that I'm sorry.
I don't forgive you.
I hurt you.
Wait, what?
And
you hurt me?
I hope to make amends.
Is he saying sorry to me or his wife? I feel like you should be saying this to your wife, not me.
Over time. And
you're not even going to do it right now. You're not even going to make amends right now. Great.
One step is to publicly witness the pain of my partner, Ariel.
Look, he is right in what he's saying there. He needs to like look at her in the eyes publicly. But he did effectively just say, I've got to endure a public humiliation, like a shame walk from like Game of Thrones when Cersei walks down the streets of Dubrovnik. Like, that's basically what he's just said here. And hey, you're right. You're gonna have to you do the crime. You gotta do the time, baby. So yeah, well, it's not a crime, I should say, but it's social crime. Don't cheat on your partners, all right? Even if they're not your wife or husband or partner.
This is a conversation with Ariel in this video, and it's painful at times. It's honest,
gonna get
vulnerable,
cooked.
Brutal, but it's necessary for her to move
this
forward.
Is going to be the Cersei scene, isn't it? Bro's gonna have fucking mud piles thrown at him. Like, this is what this is. He has said, I want to come back to social media and I've got to do the walk of shame so they accept me. And he's called it rock bottom with Ned Fulmer. It makes so much sense. It's kind of smart. I actually kind of respect it in a really messed up influencer brain way. But at the same time, it's like, this is so weird. It's so weird.
And I'm grateful for the chance to witness it.
Did you just fart?
As disappointed.
Did you just fucking fart?
As disappointed as we were that something so private
Where is that? Go back. Shut up, Ned. Shut up. God, you keep talking, man. Stop it. Did you fart then?
Yeah.
I heard a little pooper trooper coming out there. Come on, what was that? What was that? Did he just do a little fart? He's holding it in. He's holding it in. And then he just lets it out on camera. Fair enough. I appreciate the authenticity and rawness.
As disappointed as we were that something so private and painful became such a public spectacle, I get why people were so outraged, and I understand that is the reason that she can't move forward.
So brave.
With any sort of public thing without addressing this.
Shame.
So this is that.
Shame.
This is
shame.
A conversation where we answer questions.
Go to the comment section and say shame.
We share what we've been up to these last 3 years.
Cool.
And what you can expect from us moving forward. It's about an hour long.
Oh God, I know. We've been here for 19 minutes already, man. Give me a break.
And I know that from my perspective, I want to tell stories of curiosity and empathy, and I want them to be meaningful and have value in people's lives. So
he's like come back as like a religious pastor. He's in the white polo, the fucking full-on white background. I don't know if I'm being like a bit silly here, but it just feels so weird. It feels a little inauthentic, I can't lie.
Hope that you find this impactful. So please join me.
Yes, I'm sure I am going to be impacted by your wife berating you on camera. To be honest, I probably will be quite compelled by that. That sounds quite entertaining.
For this conversation with Ariel Fulmer.
Let's go, baby! Took a while. Fuck me. Only 20 minutes.
Well, here we are.
Oh, God! It's just awkward already. Just get divorced. Just get the divorce, man. Ariel, you could do so much, but no, I get it. Like, divorces are different when you've got kids. I completely understand that as somebody that comes from a divorced family. Well, hey, I get it. I do. It's way more difficult because you got to put your kids first, and I'm sure they probably would have got a divorce if they didn't have kids. I really do feel sorry for this woman. Like, Ariel, I don't know much about her, but anyone that gets cheated on by a slimy little husband is just grim, man. It is grim. That, all jokes aside. The coffee cups don't help. Also, where's the lids? Where are the lids on these things? You sick bastards.
Back again.
At it again. It feels weird. Feels a little awkward.
Yeah, it's probably because you cheated on her.
Yeah. Back in a podcasting room.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, the tension. There's a thing in like recording stuff where there's like the whole rule about like there being no dead noise, I guess, of like, you know, when there's so much dead noise on a podcast, it just makes the listening experience awkward. And I'm already getting that about 5 seconds in.
certainly had a lot of conversations where we've sat like this,
Yeah, that's true.
but not, conversations that are meant for the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it strange to think that people are watching this and listening to it?
He looks so different here, by the way. Like, this guy is not this guy. That's a different human being, bro. Who is this compared to God, Ariel, please leave me alone for 1 second. That's a different human being. That's so weird.
Strange to think that people are watching this and listening to it rather than just being in like
Is he ginger? I can't tell if he's actually ginger. He looks ginger, but he's also like a fake ginger.
therapy setting.
Oh, heck yeah. It's,
Oh god, she looks traumatized, I can't lie. Like, I don't know her, I don't know if that's true, but she looks like very shaken even 3 years after this. It is quite sad to see.
I mean, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm on the verge of like standing up and walking out of this room.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Same.
brother, you ain't walking out of this shit. Let's not pretend that you have the same feelings here. We know you don't. This is your choice. You're the reason this is happening, in my personal opinion. You wanted to come back to social media and you basically said, yeah, there's no way I could have done this without having the public shaming. And this is your choice. This is your way back scheme. I get it. It's how it's gonna work. So let's continue.
I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? But no, I feel like this is a necessary thing.
Yeah, we've kind of been just keeping our lives very private for the last 3 years.
We
and
have.
just almost hiding from the world.
We've been hiding. We've been hiding from the world.
Ned's been hiding.
And I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of great.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's been kind of great to be super private.
And it's ironic because we don't stop becoming recognizable figures. People still come up to us. People still recognize us. And to the extent that we're kind of moving forward in our lives, that's something that you've talked about. It's like, how can I move forward in my life without people knowing the next part of my story if they're still stuck on the 2022 part of my story?
That's
I get, yeah. I mean, it's true, to be fair. Like, you have to address this. As I said, I don't know if you definitely needed to, because it's been 3 years, but he does make a good point there. Like, people would continuously bring it up. Maybe if he did just jump straight back into content with his wife, maybe they wouldn't. They'd be like, oh, they fixed it. But even then, I don't think Ariel wanted to do that. I think she almost felt like this was necessary. And I can get what they're saying here, to be honest with you. It would definitely be a little weird if they didn't speak about it. But at the same time, I think it's just more confusing that it's taken 3 years to get back to this. Now, maybe that comes down to the fact that what they just mentioned earlier, of their lives have been very private for 3 years. And I think that was obviously a choice. They wanted to rebuild their marriage and the connection that their family had after this guy completely destroyed all of that. So I get that. Maybe that's why it took so long, but it is just strange that this is happening over 3 years later.
that's kind of the thing, isn't it? And that's the whole reason that we're here, because we're stuck in 2022.
Yeah, at least as far as they know.
Exactly. we have moved on with our lives.
Yeah. We've moved on for a while
We
now.
have moved on with our lives.
I'm interested to know if she's forgiven him. That's something that I really want to see if they address. Like, has she forgiven him for what he did? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if she has, because she seems like a genuinely nice person. She seems like a forgiving person. I personally wouldn't, and I hope she hasn't, because I feel like in some cases there are, like, I feel like a lot of people out there think that you need to forgive someone. If you continue a friendship or relationship with someone after they've completely wronged you in like a level of cheating, I feel like people think that you need to forgive someone to continue with your friendship or relationship, but I personally don't think you do. I think you can, if you want to really continue with something, continue, but not forgive them. And they can then realize that, oh, that was so bad, like that. Obviously, they should never do it again, but it's almost like it's like the final warning to them. It's like, you've hurt me in an immeasurable way to a point of where forgiveness isn't even a possibility, and it never will be for the rest of our lives. And it's like, that is so impactful. And I'm not saying you shouldn't forgive people in every situation, but personally, in my perspective, I've continued friendships where I've been wronged, but I haven't personally forgiven. Now, I don't know if that's weird, but that's just my personal perspective.
But like, as far as everybody else is concerned, we're still stuck in 2022.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna lie, Chief, I've not thought about the Fulmers for like 3 years. I really haven't.
You know, that brings us to the whole reason that we're here, and the reason that we can't walk out of this room, because we live in a social world, right? And we can't move on with our lives if we don't, you know, move on publicly.
Like, publicly reestablish the context of who we are, how we relate to each other. After.
Well, we don't need the re-establishment of Ariel. Like, we know who you are, we know who she is, we know what you did. To be honest with you, I feel like you, as a human being, need to re-establish who you are, because for years he built up this brand, which was a complete facade and a complete lie. And I actually think that's why the story originally blew up so much, to be honest with you, because he had built a brand of being someone that he actually wasn't. And I think that's fascinating when you see that whole thing collapse. It happens a lot with social media. It happens with actors. There have been so many famous people, even people like Ellen, for example, for years, absolutely beloved individual. And then it turns out there's loads of very serious things going on behind the scenes. And it turns out the whole persona was completely fake. And people are really interested in that. If not, more people were probably interested in the fact that this guy was a wife guy and lied about his whole personality than the fact that he actually cheated. I think that's interesting, because I feel like if you have two people that cheated, right? Say you have a dickhead, someone who you don't like, and they cheat on their girlfriend, you're like, well, he was a dickhead. Why would anyone be with him in the first place? But when you have a friend who's like the perfect friend and they cheat on their girlfriend, you're like, what? Like, that's insane, because it's insane because they've been lying to you. Obviously, the act of cheating is bad either way, but I think it's so much worse when you've been lying to the world about who you are.
Being so public with our relationship before.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a really strange thing, actually. Like, that we can't do anything publicly without kind of addressing this first.
I mean, that's completely and utterly your fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, in 2022, it got so big. Right? The whole scandal, it grew and grew and grew and grew. To the point where it just became this thing that just like got so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just sort of hid away from it, you know?
Same.
I mean, yeah, we know that you definitely hid away from it, Ned. You've hidden away from it for 3 years. Like, I don't even think Ariel's technically hid away on social media. I think she was just completely let down, and there was nothing else she could do other than go private for 3 years.
And going completely dark was the only thing that I could think to do.
See?
And for the last 3 years, I've just hidden behind the scandal. You know?
And if anything, this makes it even worse, to be honest with you. The fact that she's had to go into hiding pretty much because of her husband's actions is genuinely insane.
And now, like, now I can't get out from behind it.
Yeah, because it's a big step to like sit down and do what we're doing and to talk about it.
Right. But even like going out in public with like my kids or just going out to dinner or something like that,
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that people see is the scandal.
Yeah, probably.
It's a big loss.
It's a big loss, but it's a really strange way to go about your normal life.
Mhm.
You know, like I am a human
Mhm.
who
Sorry, I have to speed it up. This is like an hour long, and if I don't speed it up, we're going to be here for so long. And I'm not going to go through the entire podcast. I should just say that it's an hour and 8 minutes. We don't need to keep on repeating ourselves. We'll get through the main bit, particularly the first like 2 sections, and yeah.
has needs. Like I want to have regular friends, and I don't want to like walk up to somebody that I want to be friends with at like preschool and have to start every conversation with like, my personal life is a dumpster fire, as I'm sure you know, but also, do you want to be friends with me?
Yeah, there is a thing about being an influencer. Like with, like say like 2019, 2018, I used to be a lot more friends with a lot of influence. Like, and this is different to that situation, but like I was friends with a lot of influencers. I was very public about my life, and I think it brings so much pressure to put everything out there publicly about you. So I think nowadays, as I've gotten older, I very much separated myself from the YouTube community. Like, I think of my followers who have been here for a very long time probably know that I barely post anything with any content creators anymore. I have the only content creators that I would say that I'm close with is obviously John, my co-host on my podcast, Over the Pond, subscribe. But then there's also my friends from YouTube that I've been friends with since I had about 100 subscribers. We're all, like people like Jake Baz, for example. I've been friends with Jake Baz before I was a YouTuber, and same for him. Well, he actually, funny enough, when I started doing YouTube, Jake Baz had 5,000 subs on a CSGO channel. And we've been friends for that long, back in like 2017. And my old YouTube friends are my still only YouTube friends. I've made YouTube friends since then, but I really just don't talk to any of them anymore because the public's life, even as like a small content creator like myself, it's very stressful. So I can't even imagine how stressful it is for people like this, to be honest with you. I think it must be unbearable. Like the levels of therapy the amount of therapy must cost an insane amount.
You know, like, I'm not gonna lie, I have some really authentic friendships that have started that way. But like, I don't want to go about my life starting friendships like that.
Yeah. You kind of want the new friends to know the context of like who you currently are. As a
Yes,
person.
exactly.
I remember I have met some people, like made new friends or kind of introduced myself to strangers. It's like, oh, let's exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
Right?
No. Can you imagine? Literally, can you imagine being in his position and having to be like, oh yeah, follow me on Instagram. You search his name, Ned Fulmer. Ned Fulmer cheats on wife. Ned Fulmer is a horrible human being. It's like, again, like that's another thing. Like giving out your Instagram to somebody who you meet on the fly is just like if I'm in a pub and I get chatting to like some random dude there like about the football or something like that, and he's like, oh yeah, what's your Instagram, man? I will give them my private Instagram every time because I don't like, it's weird. I don't want people to know about me, and it's like this unfortunate paradox of like, even though this is a whole different ballgame, there's just so much controversy, so much drama, but even as just a small time influencer, it's like I don't want to be perceived in that way just because I don't want people looking me up and see me on camera and stuff. I don't know why. I still get weirded out. Like, I love it when somebody finds my channel authentically and they go up to me in person, like, oh, I love your vids, man. That to me is great, but for some reason I'm still uncomfortable with people knowing about like searching me up after meeting them authentically outside of the internet and then finding out about me as a YouTuber. I get so icked out by it. I don't know why.
Here's mine, but a couple of caveats. One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two, all of this is pretty outdated. And 3, don't Google me.
Don't Google me. You
Just
probably don't want to
get
Google
to know me first. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to be just sort of seen as the sum of your mistakes for me or the sum of your past for you.
Right.
And the challenging thing is it's been complicated for a while. I mean, we are still friends. We have children together. We go on trips together.
Wait, so are they not in a marriage anymore? Have they broken up? I thought they hadn't broken up. Maybe I'm wrong here. Have they not broken up?
Right.
Like, there's a spectrum of being together, not together.
Right.
Oh.
Like there's ways in which we're together, but it's like the way that everyone wants to know, like, are you guys still like an item? Are you guys still a couple? Like, no.
Oh, that. I didn't know that. I mean, good for her, but that is awkward. You can tell that he wants her back. And you can look at this face, man. This is the face of a man that knows he has messed up beyond immeasurable belief. Like, he knows he has fucked everything. And I mean, fair play to Ariel for actually breaking up with him. And you know what? I really respect the co-parenting aspect here as well. Like, the fact that they're clearly still co-parenting. No respect to Ned Fulmer. Complete respect to Ariel on that. I really do admire that.
We really haven't been at all this last 3 years.
No, we haven't.
Like, there's moments when we kind of tried, but just because you go to a Taylor Swift concert together doesn't mean that you're, that
Doesn't mean
all
that
is
you're
forgiven.
together.
And you're
No.
You know bro's in deep when he's going to Taylor Swift concerts with this guy went to a Taylor Swift concert hoping that maybe if I go see some Tay-Tay with her, maybe she'll take me back. And even then she was like, Chief, ain't no way.
Like, people ask me, like, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. Absolutely not.
Thank the Lord. I have been wondering this for so long. Like obviously, well, I say so long, but like when I heard I say so long, it's been about 24 hours to be honest with you. But when I heard that he was back, I was like, wait, he's back? Is she still around? And then I found out they did a podcast together, and I was like, wait, they're still together? I was worried that she had forgiven him, but as I said earlier, I'm glad. I'm genuinely glad that she hasn't forgiven him, because it would have been really easy to forgive him and trying to continue in this marriage. And, well, not easy, but it would have been like, I think as a parent with children, the option you'd think to go down. But I think she's done a really brave thing here, to be honest with you.
How can you forgive somebody for lying to you, for cheating on you? No. Fuck no.
Oh my God. I didn't expect it to be this brutal. Bros, this is crazy. He's actually in the cuck chair right now. And he's not the only person cucking, she's cucking him right now. This is like quite impressive, to be honest with you. Like, the fact that this guy is just sat here taking it. Like, this, he's fully here for the public humiliation out of the sheer desperation to be able to come back to social media and be a content creator again.
Like, I don't even. It's. Sorry, I saw red for a minute. It's like, no, the answer is no. But also I feel like forgiveness isn't the goal at this point.
Exactly. I don't think it should be. If it's been 3 years, I think at that point they kind of know that, yeah, this isn't going to happen. There's no way of rekindling the marriage or relationship. And I think the only reason they're sat in this room together right now is obviously they were business partners technically before that. Yes, they were married, but like at the Cool Foundation, they worked together on their projects and stuff like that. She was around for a lot of the Try Guys stuff. You know, they did things together in terms of like projects and film and TV, podcast, all that sort of stuff. They were working together. And I think that, and mainly the fact they have 2 children together, is such a huge aspect to this. And I think if that wasn't there, this would not be happening. And I think another thing which I can give her major props to is the fact that she's even said, yeah, I'll be a part of this, because there's a really good like possibility if he said, hey, I want to come back to social media, and she said, well, good luck, I'm not supporting it, I'm not getting involved. There's a real good chance that if she didn't do that, everyone would just be like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Now, I don't know if that's 100% true. I'm sure there would definitely be a core audience waiting, like there always is for every YouTuber. But I think it would be way less easier for him to come back if she didn't do this for him.
You know, we've been together for a long time. And you are the father of my 2 beautiful children. And we know each other really well. And we've worked through a lot of stuff, and the fact that I can that I
I
can.
can't lie to you. This is way more awkward than I thought it would be. I'm glad they're getting to like the first stuff. Like we're not going to go through the entire thing again, but I'm glad they're getting into the first stuff. But I can't lie to you. This is like worse than I thought it would be. I didn't think it would be this brutal. I genuinely didn't.
Be around you and still like have a good time and like enjoy spending time with you and enjoy spending time with my kids. Like, I think that's a win.
Yeah. It's taken a lot.
You can really see how much this is hurting him. You really can, and it's amazing to be honest.
Hard work to do that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, as we've adjusted, we've recalibrated our relationship more towards a platonic friendship, and then it's just been challenging.
That's going to be absolutely devastating. Like, I can't imagine being married to someone and then it having to become a platonic friendship like that. But it's your fault, buddy. Like, if you didn't cheat on your wife, then there was no... this wouldn't have been the issue. You guys would have been a happy couple. You'd still be making content together. You'd probably still be I'm sure he is still a multi-millionaire, but you'd be a multi-millionaire. You'd be doing really well for yourself, man. And the Try guys seem to have kicked on without him. They kicked him out, I believe. And, yeah... I think he has just come back desperately groveling to everybody.
Challenging, but like I think we're getting to a point of sort of celebrating that and really like embracing it and accepting it for what it is, as we're like grieving the past. And it's hard to hear you saying like "fuck no, I don't forgive you." Like,
what are you saying that for? That's so manipulative. Like, am I crazy in thinking he shouldn't even say that? Like, I know it's his honest feelings, but like, brother, you cheated on your wife. You've agreed to go onto this podcast with her. You know the feelings that she has, and you're now getting upset because, she is just airing her authentic feelings to her. Like, good for her for telling you how she feels. Like, she shouldn't have to hide her. I know he's not directly saying, I don't want you to say that, but it's like, I don't know if you should even be airing that, because I think that's like a little bit manipulative to be like, it hurts for you to say that, because maybe that's going to press her into not saying more in the future of this podcast.
Of course, I get it. I mean, you're still, as much progress as we've had, you're still very angry.
Yeah, of course I'm angry.
God, this is so awkward.
We're talking about...
I started this off coming into this making loads of jokes, having a good time, and now my whole mood is it's just kind of come down, because I was like, oh yeah, we're going to have a good time, baby, we're going to get into some fun content, and now it's just like, oh my God, I feel like I shouldn't be witnessing this conversation. This is generally one of the more insane YouTube videos I think that's been uploaded this year, to be honest with you. I never thought I'd see them. What this basically is like a marriage counseling session without the counselor there. In fact, we are the counselor right now. We're like the silent counselor, just letting these two fucking talk it out. And it is awkward. Even like the background white noise. It's like, could you not just use noise reduction on Audacity?
Like, not having sat in this position for 3 years, and like, yeah, of course I'm still angry. We lost a lot.
You did?
There was a lot that happened 3 years ago. It was, I mean,
she seems so sad, man. I feel we'll get into that in a second, but I feel so bad for her, because I don't think she wants to be here. I don't think she wants to go through this. And as I said, I don't think she would be doing this if she had children. I think this is a real... And honestly, I think this only makes Ned look a million times worse, because he has effectively forced this woman into... Like, it's not said she has to definitely be here, but he's had a child with her. He's had 2 children with her. And that's a serious lifetime commitment. He and her are forever attached to each other. And with this affair, he has ripped their marriage apart, taken her love and thrown it on the floor and just stamped on it. But she can't even leave. She has to have him in the life, because that's only fair on the children that they both brought into this world. And that is so unbelievable. Like, whenever I see a husband or I can't speak English, a wife cheat on each other and they have children, as somebody that does come from a divorced, like, parents, it always, like, hits harder when they have kids when they're married, because it's just like, you are so fucking selfish, like, so unbelievably selfish. You should have... I don't understand how he can come back to social media. I know I was joking at the beginning, but, like, thinking more and more about it is one of the most cheating on your wife or your husband or your partner when you have children is a sickening thing. And I think it's, like, honestly one of the worst things that you can do, because you have ruined this woman's life. This woman, she doesn't want to be here. I don't think she wants to be here. I know she said that it's a win to be happy, but I think she's saying, like, a win to be happy in the sense of, like, the position they're in is incredibly unfortunate. It's an awful position to have to constantly be stuck to your husband who cheated on you, and it was a massive scandal. And she's just glad that at least she can still enjoy some situations with this guy that she's stuck with because she's had children with him. That's even more depressing than if they just broke up and went apart, because this woman deserves so much better than that. But this guy took that and just fucking shattered that. And I know some people will say maybe I'm deep in it, maybe I'm going a little bit too far of it, but I honestly don't think I am. And I feel like until you're a child of somebody that's been in a regular familiar-ish situation to this, I feel like you don't really understand it fully. I think when you've come from splitting up parents, you get it. You really do, especially in this context, you know? And I think when it's so public as well, it just makes it even worse. And Ned still couldn't help himself. Despite all of these commitments, knowing how much it would ruin everything, he still couldn't fucking help himself.
From the fans.
That's how bad it was, bro. I've completely... Again, this was 3 years ago, so a lot of details have gone from my mind, but the fans are how she found out. How dark is that, man?
I mean... And I was so blindsided that somebody sent me a picture, and I couldn't. It was like my brain couldn't compute. And I
look at that face, man. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the face of somebody that just doesn't want to be there. I feel so bad for her. This podcast is fucking sickening. But the more I think about it, bro's made fucking YouTube shorts of this, by the way. So crazy. Oh, even the description. Everyone makes mistakes. Some of us really big ones. Am I crazy for saying this isn't a mistake? A mistake is like accidentally doing something on the fly, you know? Oh, you know, I drank too much beer that night. And maybe a mistake could be like I don't know, as I said, going back to what I was joking about at the beginning of, like, your friend cheats on his girlfriend. It's like they're 17 or 18 years old, you know? Like, that's when you're 17, you're 18, you're not smart, you're still, brain's still developing, you're stupid and immature, and you go out to the club, you first time clubbing, you kiss someone. Like, if that's a mistake, in my opinion. That's like only time I can say cheating can be classed as a mistake. But what this is, you have a family, 2 children, a wife, a committed family, a business, so much infrastructure. You've created a life together. Destroying multiple lives is not a mistake. When you're doing what I mentioned earlier, when you're 18 years old, that there's no life destroyed there. Yeah, there's sadness, and it's not fair, and it's wrong, but it's not a life destroyed. This is lives destroyed. Look at this fucking woman, bro. She's devastated. She's absolutely devastated. She does not want to be here, in my personal opinion. It's wild. It genuinely is wild. Oh god, this is completely off topic, but am I just chronically online? You can't see it. I'm gonna move the window so you can. I'm trying to move it on my thing. How do we do this? Oh, it's not okay. Can you see that plug? That plug there, just above below this little bar. Tell me why that plug looks like an Tell me why that plug looks like an Undertale character. I don't know why. Look, it's got the mouth. It's got a little hairpiece. It's got the butt. Sorry, it's just what I noticed before. I am a sick man, but it just came to my head as I was on that little rant. But yes, sorry. Either way, I feel so bad for her. What does the description say? Rock Bottom is a show that explores people's lowest, most embarrassing and challenging. So he's made a brand about this. Bro has made a fucking brand about cheating on his wife and ruining his family's lives. Just insane. What is wrong with some content creators? Again, I need to reiterate, we need regulation on podcasts. Restrict free speech. No, I'm joking. Don't restrict free speech. But don't let everyone have a podcast. Say, Mr. Ned Fulmer, put down that fucking shirt, SM7B, son. Go work a 9 to 5. Get a normal, real job. You're not allowed to do this podcasting industry. You're not allowed to do this business anymore because, well, you are. As I said, he's fully allowed. I'm joking. Okay? He's allowed to do this, but I'm allowed to laugh at this. I'm allowed to say it's insane to make a brand out of cheating on your fucking wife. That is crazy. That is crazy levels of behavior. Hosted by Ned Fulmer, the ex-BuzzFeed Try Guys co-creator who owned Rock Bottom ranked number 6. He's put his own Rock Bottom fucking ranking in this. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. I don't even swear in YouTube videos that much, but I'm starting to lose my mind right now. This show blends curiosity and empathy to tell. There's no empathy in creating a brand out of cheating on your wife. That's like, I mean, I'm not trying to Shane Dawson this, but isn't that like borderline sociopathic? That's crazy. My God, man, you're insane. Let's try and continue a bit longer. Again, not doing the whole thing, but let's go a bit further until we stop.
It's like for some reason I didn't see what was actually there in the picture. I thought it was your sister. And I remember sending it to you and being like, what's your sister doing in New York? It was, and I think back on that and I think like, what was like, how did I not see what was going on? Like, what was so fucked up in my brain that I couldn't actually see what was happening in this picture?
And I think that's how bad this is. Like, she was so traumatized that her brain was almost like, this isn't what you think it is. It's something else. It's not this terrible scenario. And I think, again, that just makes this even worse.
Like, the picture was right there in front of me. You know? Mm-hmm. And then the pieces just started falling and like, and then more pictures started coming in and more pictures and more pictures and more pictures. And it is so wild how we live in this world where everything is so public. Like, you don't realize it, but everybody's taking pictures of you. Everywhere you go.
Not me. I don't get photographed by the paps, unfortunately. I'd like to.
It's kind of scary, actually. And it makes you realize that whenever you leave your house, you're like, you're not safe. You know?
That she even doesn't feel safe. And I know there's like loads of reasons to that, but for Ned to even amp that up with this whole thing is just, I feel, and I'll keep on saying it, but I just feel so bad for her, man. This is such a sad situation. I feel bad about making jokes, to be honest.
And it kind of like, and then after everything happened, I sort of went into this, like, this weird state where, like, nothing was safe. And nothing and nobody, like, I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust the public. I couldn't trust you. I couldn't trust my friends. I just stayed inside, like, because there were cameras everywhere. You know, it was like, it was so unsafe. Everything was unsafe.
This is rough.
Yeah, it took a long time to like get back to myself.
That
How did
was absolutely horrific. I cannot believe she has honestly the bravery to deal with this guy on a day-to-day basis. She deserves so much better, and honestly, this just makes this 22 situation so much worse. Like, so much worse, in my opinion. Like, I didn't realize, like, you know how bad it is, but I didn't realize how truly emotionally damaging it was for her. And I'm shocked that he's even trying to do this. I'm really shocked. I almost don't even want to hear his response. I'm going to play it, but I'm not going to go much more into this. Because I feel like we've got enough there. But let's just hear what he has to say in response to that.
having it become such a public scandal kind of change everything for you? Did it make it worse? Did it make it easier? Did it just sort of make it surreal?
It was so many different things.
Hmm.
And it was all tied in together too.
Yeah, so I don't think he's really going to say too much. And like, it does seem to be more him asking her questions and him just absolutely cooking her throughout the entire thing. Maybe I'll go through the entire thing in another video. I kind of just want this video to mainly get to the crux of the fact that this is so much worse than we originally thought. And I think the craziest thing is this, the branding aspect of this. He's got an Instagram for it. He's got a TikTok for it. He's even got a Twitter for it, man. That's how wild this is. And I'm just almost like lost for words. He's got graphics design done for this, man. I'm just lost for words that a human being would turn their wife's turmoil, trauma, psychological damage into this. And also 64,000 people subscribing in 2 days is... I mean, the numbers probably aren't great for him, but it's wild that 64,000 people even want to watch this. It really is. And overall, I came into this video like jokey, laughy, like, all that good stuff at the beginning, but I'm kind of shocked by what I just witnessed. I genuinely didn't realize it was that bad. I really didn't. And I'm going to keep tabs of this podcast, I think. I'm going to maybe go through some future episodes to see what happens with Ned Fulmer, because this is a really, really weird concept. The idea is to basically, I guess, get cancelled people on and interview them about their trauma, their embarrassing moments, what they did to get them in the limelight through terrible actions. It's a really weird concept. I think it probably will do well just out of the sheer idea of not being able to look away from a car crash. But this one in particular, the first episode being this, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's just like, what are we doing here? Why are we monetizing your wife's trauma like this? And why are you dubbing this all as just a mistake? Ned, you ruined people's lives. You've clearly ruined your wife's life to an extent. Your children's lives have most likely been massively impacted by this, given the whole privacy aspect that you were speaking about at the beginning of the podcast. You have done so much damage. I don't think you can just dub this as a simple mistake, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Maybe I'll do a part 2. I probably will keep tabs on the future episodes. So if you want to see that, subscribe, let me know. And I would really like to know your thoughts down below. Obviously, I should say, all jokes aside, I'm trying to be a little more silly on this channel. It's just me goofing around. It's a live recording, not edited for the most part. So yeah, obviously I'm going to be silly. I don't condone I think the phrase is right. I'm not condoning cheating. I think cheating... Wait, no, I think cheating's bad, is what I'm trying to say. It's an awful thing, but in this case in particular, this is like the worst form of it. It truly is disgusting, and I really wish nothing but the best for Ariel Fulmer and her children. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Please subscribe, like the video, comment, whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.